What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything. And this is my Sunday night show, Yimbo Buys Everything, where we talk about life and toys and all things in between. So welcome to another episode. I hope you're having a great weekend. I'm already in low power mode. So I'm just giving you a heads up right off the bat. But we have some friends already popping in the chat. What's going on? Colton, how you doing, buddy? So Colton's Cooking Comics, please go check out his Instagram. His toy photography is spectacular. And same thing for Buckaroo Banzai. Go check him out over on Instagram as well. What's going on, fellas? Oh, Clintastic's in the house. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. So we have a nice show for you this evening. Next week is Christmas, so I will not be live streaming on Sunday. Then the following week, since it's still Sunday, it's still going to be a Sunday, is New Year's Day. And as of now, I'm leaning towards streaming. And I think that is going to be where I go over my personal top 10 for the figures that I've purchased and brought into my home this year. So I already started working on it. I think I have 9 of my 10 solidified. But then even in there, I still have some ones I can go back on. I was actually looking before to see what will technically fall in the 2022 range. I actually shipped a pile of loot December 27th, I want to say. I literally just looked at this. So that means it didn't arrive until January. And so technically that was my first box. But when I looked at what was in there, it's really cool stuff, but nothing. The only one that might be considered is Mezco Green Lantern. I have my John Stewart. But as much as I love that, I think that figure is really awesome. I didn't consider him for my top 10. But now that I know it, I might, I do have a Mezco Mezco is represented in my top 10. I try to hit every single major toy brand, just not even on purpose, but just to have it, like just like how I talk about the toys I buy, just like a little bit of everything. So that's the plan right now. So next week, definitely no streaming. But then I'm tentatively planning on January 1st. If you guys think that would be a good idea, if you think you'll also be around, that's kind of like the whole thing. So, let's see how it goes. In terms of other stuff for this upcoming week, on tomorrow night, this is pretty cool. So tomorrow night, I'm going to be a guest on Out of Order Productions. So the big heavy hitter of that group is Dan's Toy Art, and he recently just came in first place, not this Friday, but the one before, in our, the Toy Pick community, top 10 for the week. So I was asked to be a guest on their show. So I'm very pumped about that. So I think it's on Instagram. So Out of Order Productions will be going live through there. So that'll be tomorrow night. So there's going to be, that's why I don't mind. Tonight I have a handful of toys to discuss and to review for you. And then, it's going to be what it's going to be tonight. But then I have that appearance. And then on Wednesday with Toy Father and No Chewing, the Toy Daddies, we will be doing our upcoming, recap of the top 10 for the Toy Pick community. And then we're into the holiday season, like full blown. So that's why I'm a little chill today. Yesterday we had a family ornament making party. It was very cool. So I made 2 ornaments, and it was a lot of socializing, a lot of fun. When we first started, it was like just it's us adults, and now we have 8 adults with 8 children. So it was a lot of fun. So yesterday was tiring, and then today I had my cousin Matt come visit and hang out with his wife, and we watched football all day, and it was really nice. And I think I'm going to advance this week in my fantasy football playoffs. So he had a bye, so I'm very excited. I think I'm going to be around for one more week. Cody's in the house. What's going on, Cody? So Too Much Toy News. Again, he is over on Instagram, but his big account is over on TikTok. So Cody, Too Much Toy News. And my man Trevor's in the house. What's going on, 1-6 Shooter? How you doing, buddy? So again, you guys know if you've watched this stream before, I love Trevor and his work, and he does all the stuff for Mythic Legions. He's wonderful. So anyway, thank you guys for all hanging out tonight. Like I said, I'm not in low power mode yet. I just know that I need to plug in. I was gonna grab my lightning cable for a prop. It's dumb. All right, so I just need a little juice. But I am very excited about these toys. So I'm gonna start with the one that I opened just today. So I wanted to have him out so I could discuss him and have some thoughts. And then I do have a toy to unbox for us too. So here we go. Number one for today is the Crimson Guard. So like I said, he's already out of the package, but there he is. There's the box art. He's really awesome. Just as to kick things off, he's awesome. Now he's a GI Joe. He's a GI Joe without like a bulletproof vest on. So instantly, you can get really, really killer posing out of him. Just like the officer, like the Cobra officer. I love that figure too. And I'm like really torn about what I'm going to be doing in the future moving forward, because I have like a couple of buckets of bad guys, but I'm kind of in the mood to do shorter stories. Maybe like I've been super into reels lately, like making them just based off of original audio, just goofy things. And doing unboxing and stuff. But I really love the stuff that my buddy Agent Gomez does. He does all these just little real fights and just like cutesy mashups, and it's stuff that like I've like I don't want to just copy what he's doing, but he's definitely been inspiring me where I just want to do more like scenes. When I set up photography, I like to focus on the photography, so that's why usually I'm just one like pose and then get the lighting ready and try to really do my best with that. But with reels, it's just fun little video snippets. So I think I want to do more stuff with my GI Joe bad guys, and not all of them, but at least the ones that are super like articulate, which are most of them. But guys like that, that's what I'm saying. Like this guy, his posing is spectacular. So he's got the big lance, the big sword, the awesome knife that they've painted. They gave us the paint on it. Looks great. So then he has, this is the holster for, because again, the nice benefit of Joe's outside of Kamakura is that all of their stuff fits on them. So over here goes the knife. Over here is a little handgun. So like I said, my initial fight that I'm going for is definitely doing the dual blade. And then he's got his backpack. So the backpack, just like all of the Joes, I'll take this stuff off right here. So it's nice. It has a hole on the side here, and then it's got a peg on this side, and that's for the stuff. So you can have the sheath port into the side, very much like the Snake Eyes figure. And then in the trigger spot, that's a perfect square, and it slides in beautifully. So I had that in before. What am I doing? There we go. And there he is. There he is with his whole setup. There it is. It's got the Cobra logo in there too, which is awesome. I'm trying to show that off. There we go. So it's just another really great G.I. Joe entry. And then, like I said, the fact that he can hit so many. I mean, like, look at the crunching. He can really, really do some awesome stuff. Now, the one thing I will tell you, and this is just to hold it up again. I think this is I'm going to still shout out my boy Rabbit's Den. I think he's the one that had told me about it, but the shock oil. So again, this is just an Amazon thing, but RC car shock oil. I did add it to the inside of his legs. I literally I have a little dispenser and just the smallest drop I can muster into each port there. Not port, but right to each notch opening. Because the legs were tight. These legs were tight. And I was able to catch it where, like the red on this is not being worn and, there's no wear and tear on it. So for me, the shock oil is still the best way. It instantly just makes everything appropriately loose. Like appropriately loose. It's still going to hold all this stuff, but now I'm not fighting with it. And I don't feel like I'm going to be jeopardizing the pegs inside the legs. So it works out really well. Drop each. I do have to give them the split, and then I take some toilet paper and I like dab and clean everything in there. But yeah, that's what I do. So I like them. I like them a lot. I might want to pick up more. I think my buddy Roma Toys got a whole army already of these guys. I have one more coming in my big bad. So this one I got on Amazon, and it was for retail. Like they just popped up. I will shout out Preternia. .com. That account is on Twitter, Preternia, and it's also on Instagram. I didn't realize that he was also on Instagram, but I have a Twitter with like 14 followers. I just lurk on there, and I get notified for this guy's account because he has gotten me so many toys and toy deals of things that I've wanted. So he's just a really good one to follow and turn on notifications. I actually think I just turned off the notifications for his account. Like I'll still check his stuff every day, but this way I'm not constantly being bombarded with, oh, I have to fight the FOMO. Oh, so it's a dangerous account to follow, but he's really awesome. But yeah, so another great Joe. And I think I do have a second one coming. If I'm going to keep him or not, or cancel the order, I have to see. But based on how cool he is, like I wouldn't mind a second one. But man, my Cobra army is so massive. And it's not like it pales in comparison, I'm sure, to actual like Joe collectors. And I know I've seen toy photography with way more of these army builders than I have. But I feel like I already have like a massive army. So, and I still have this tank coming. And like, how many figures are coming in that pack? 4 or 6? 4? At least 4. So yeah, I'm excited. My Cobra has overgrown everything. Hey, no chewings in the house. What's going on, my man? So one of my fellow toy daddies. I will give a plug, as always, to Toy Talk. My buddies over there. So that's No Chewing, Toy Father, Cox Create, and Toy Addict 17. They will live stream tomorrow night over 8:30. So again, a nice, that the whole Toy Pick community thing is a nice collaboration between our two channels. And I do recommend subscribing to both. What's up, Liquid Momentum? How you doing, man? All right, Cody, the short video format can be really great. I'm assuming you're talking about for TikTok, right? And then First Strike, Josh is in the house. What's going on, man? Happy Sunday night. I am just drinking water. This is nothing fun in this red Solo cup. But yes, so if you, I want to thank everybody I always just like to do this first and foremost, but thank you again for hanging out tonight in the chat. Very much appreciated. And I will take this opportunity that if you're watching the replay, thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying. But yeah, so for you, anybody that's popping in, the Crimson Guard is really a fantastic entry into the G.I. Joe series. I love the look, the articulations, everything that you would expect. He's not plagued with as much of the plastic related issues I've been having with Hasbro, which we will get to with some of these other ones I'm going to talk about. So he feels really good. He doesn't feel too gummy or loose. The legs are solid. Like I said, like really getting those knees going. I thought I was going to have to hit him with the hair dryer, but no, like the legs ended up moving nicely on me, but the only spot was right inside there. So now he's full blown ready to go. And I'm already thinking of ideas. I definitely want to have him face off, get some bats going. I don't know. It'll be fun. So Crimson Guard, everybody. So there we go. G.I. Joe. Now we're moving into some Marvel Legends. So this is a very Hasbro heavy show for us this evening. Next up, now I teased him before. I don't think I talked about him. Not that I have like a ton to say about him, but Mr. Knight. I've had Mr. Knight now for a couple weeks. I still haven't like shot anything with him yet, but I have him in hands right here. Oh, he's right here. All right, so Mr. Knight. Now I was super stoked to get my hands on Mr. Knight because I was a big fan of the Moon Knight show, and yeah, I know like would it be nice to have some more connection to Phase 4 a little? Yeah. But that's just because they've conditioned us that way to think that everything is. So when I look at it as just a series, like I was super into it. And I did restart the show, but it was just like a me night. Like my wife had already gone to sleep. So I watched the first episode again. It's such a good show. I really enjoyed that whole performance. Oscar Isaac, just really excellent. So let's get to the figure now. Not that I needed another suit figure. I really don't. But I love Mr. Knight, and I missed out on the 5K customs that were out there. I kind of still regret not going for it. But again, with the white fabric, I was nervous that I would just get it all dirty. So this is a perfectly serviceable for... I don't even have any ideas for him yet. I mean, outside of obviously doing something with... Moon Knight's figure. But but it's just I wanted to have him. I really, really enjoyed that show. I thought it was so silly. Steven with a V, float like a butterfly. Ugh. So he comes with 2 batons, which they did. I'm going to try to get this focused up, but we'll see. They did give us some paint on there. So it's gold tipped, and then it has these little engravings that looked to be washed. So they did a nice job, is what I'm trying to tell you. They did. All right, there's no wash on the engravings, but they are engraved, and it does have the gold tips on both sides. And then the only other stuff that he came with, and not that I don't know what else he would have had. Like, I really don't have any suggestions for what else he could have come with. Now, this is annoying. I literally just noticed that little smudge. Is it a big deal? No, but it's annoying. It's not going to show up in pictures. And if it does, I can edit it out. But yeah, 2 fists as I drop them. So what's cool about this, and I didn't realize it until I had the figure in hand, but they're wrapped. And just like with Moon Knight, where you can really see what they were going for in terms of him being a mummy or the costumes inspired by mummification, I thought it was really interesting that the hands have the wraps, and then his feet also appear to be more of the sandals. And I can't think of the character's name now, but the Doctor had, like his main antagonist from the show. I can't even think of the actor's name. Ethan Hawke, right? Ethan Hawke. So he even has those like mummy wrapped sandals, which I thought was pretty cool. Nice little touch. So as a figure, this is the one thing outside of it's a Marvel Legend in a suit. You know what you're going to get. The things I like. Because of the feet, the size of the feet, and because of the look of the shoes, way easier to pose than any of the other dress shoe figures. If you've ever tried to dress, I have some suited characters, no problem standing. My Logan, for instance, the one I recently opened from No Chewing, that Logan figure, no problems whatsoever. But then you go through the list, again, it's across the room, but like my Owen Wilson from the TVA, he's really hard to stand. And he's not the only one. So that's just one of many. But you do not have that issue standing this suited figure because of these feet. So that's excellent. I'm hoping, that's good news for you. And I cut the vest out of my jigsaw. I don't regret it. Although I was really torn this past week because Walgreens was selling all of their exclusives on sale. I could have gotten all of them. I think they were like $6.99. It was really tempting. So I had thought about grabbing another jigsaw with this suit, but it was such a thick vest. So now this is what I'm saying on this one. You don't now. I'm not saying I didn't consider cutting the vest out of this one, but it's thinner and squishier. So, and you can even see the tie now, kind of to see the tie's popping out on them. So if I push that down a little bit, but you will get some of the crunch out of the figure. Not all of the crunch, but some of the crunch, because it's much softer and thinner material on the vest. So those are the positives. It's an improvement on their suit figure. And like looking at the head sculpt, I like the little paint in the eyes, the little weathering and details that they did provide were really nice. So if you're a fan of the show, it's another suited Marvel Legend, but without the typical issues that normally plague them. I do recommend this if you're a fan of the show or looking at another Moon Knight character or iteration. But yeah, there he is. So I have those fists. I don't know. I just need to come up with some ideas for him now. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to watch the show again. Same thing with Hawkeye. That's another show I need to watch. All right, let me check the chat. I'd like to do this in between my show and tells. All right, Liquid Momentum. First 2 episodes really good, then they lost me. Never care for the rest. That's fair. I know it wasn't for everyone at all. It was just, to me, it was a refreshing take on the formula of the MCU. And it felt like something different. Now, I literally have had this goofy toy picture in my mind. And like I said, I don't care if anybody steals it because someone else may have already done it. Like there's a lot of parallel thinking out there. Between She-Hulk, so this is the toy photography idea, is I want Deadpool to be like yelling at She-Hulk and at Moon Knight or Mr. Knight and be like, what's left for me? Like, you're both broke the fourth walls. You both have multiple personalities. Like, now, I trust that Ryan Reynolds is going to figure it out. And obviously, with the movie versions, they didn't even touch the whole multiple personalities thing, but it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool. Especially to me, Moon Knight showed that you can pull that off well. It's not just like a comic book or even a video game thing. Because the Deadpool video game was a lot of fun. I'm not saying it was like a great game by any stretch, but it was a lot of fun. And it was great because of the story and really because of the narration, because you had the other, Wade voice inside yelling at him the whole time. It was very funny. All right. I have a little tickle in my throat. That's why I keep drinking my water. Toy Addict 17's in the house. What's going on, my man? And Captain McKay, how are you, man? I saw your post before. If I didn't get to comment on it, I apologize. I may have been putting my kids down or something. But, like when I'm peeking at my Instagram feed. And I saw you doing that. I was saying earlier today, I was working on mine. I have 9 of my 10 spots filled. And even in there, I have maybe one question mark. But it's coming together. It is hard. It is very hard. And of course, I have aspirations of grandeur. I have all of these ideas for breaking down different lines and favorite this and favorite that. But I'm going to start with the top 10 and then we'll go from there. I really got enough Spider-Man figures. I did a top 10 last year, but it was kind of nuts because I was buying Spider-Man toys from all previous years too. So we kind of just went hard, but there might be 10. I might be able to rank 10 Spider-Man figures just from 2022 between Legends and Mafex. Oh man, and Sentinel. Oh boy. All right. Well, it's tough. It's hard, Captain McKay. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a tough challenge. It's fun, but it's a tough challenge. First strike. I did my top 10 yesterday. Not that I recorded it all. I changed my mind on a few things. LOL. Oh well, dude. And that's the beauty of it, is that it is opinions are supposed to change. It's based on whatever. That's the whole thing. We should be able to change and grow and evolve, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, especially when it comes to something silly like toys, it's so hard to narrow things down. So I haven't even thought of my placing. I just found all right, I think these 9 are in my top 10. And then I still have the ranking. The ranking. I always end up stretching it to the top 20 usually. All right, Captain McKay. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I want to do other things too, to kind of cast a nice large net and have another reason to talk about all these awesome toys that I've been, gobbling up in the last year. All right. So I have 3 more Marvel Legends to discuss. And then we'll have some NECAs. And then we'll move on. And we'll see. Well, actually more. Jeez. Okay. Here we go. I have serious thoughts about this set. I have very positive things. Let me just say, above all, again, shocking. I like a thing. I know that that's so surprising. Now, I have genuine criticism. I'm trying to find my ways to word it because I think I'm, just trying to do my part to not add to a reaction to, the reactionary way the world and the internet has made humanity. I think it's fair to pass criticism. Obviously, I spent my money on this set. I bought it from Hasbro Pulse. I want to like the things that I spend my money on. But this set, how am I going to word it? Okay, so first of all, should I go through each one or should I just hit you with the thoughts? I'm going to save my thoughts, so this will give me a little bit more time to frame it up nicely. So, first up, I have them in hands. Bullseye. I do not have a Bullseye figure, so that was one of my things. Now, I immediately passed on this set because it was, again, the culling of pre-orders. I don't need any more toys, and I still don't need more toys. But I don't have a Bullseye, and I have an Electra, and I have. This is my Shadowlands. I always keep him close because I like this Daredevil. So I had 2 comic book versions. So this is the Electra on the red body, but with the white. I'll talk about that in a bit too. All right, so Bullseye, number 1, from an action figure standpoint, in terms of articulation, he's got the awesome ab crunch, really great twisting and posing. This whole thing pops off. Ooh, I'm going to talk about the gun thing too in a second, but this whole thing will come undone. There's a little piece to it that pops in. So there's a little plug port. So that squeezes on there. Now you can move the leg strap around to get the best look. I wanted this to be pulled down a little bit lower on him. I have to look at like comic book pictures again. Even if I look at the box art, yeah, it's lower. So they shipped these belts high, for the record. You know, if you're someone that hasn't messed with it yet, because I didn't want to mess with the Daredevil one, and I'm going to talk about that too. But yes, these are supposed to be lower and below, like the belts on Matt and on Bullseye. So he came with the knife. He came with a set of hands. So he has 4 hands now. Oh yeah, no, 6. All right, so he's got the one gripping right-handed grip for the knife. He's got the left-handed punch. He's got a left-handed trigger hand. He's got like a finger gun hand. Here, there it is. I have my little travel container that I've put all this stuff in. So I love this one. This is great. The finger gun hand is awesome. Epic. So it comes with that. And then I love these Hasbro ones when they do stuff like this. I love it. It makes my job as a photographer so nice and easy. It makes me so happy. So this is a really well done one. I love the paint job on it with the black handles. It's all textured. The wraps, I know my camera's not picking up the lighting, but it's all black with ribbed there. It's super cool. So big fan of that. Now, he didn't come with anything in this holster. And then I got into a talk about like does Bullseye use guns? I was talking with Toy Father and No Chewing the other night. I can't remember. So in the meantime, while I figured this out, the only gun that I found, I have a whole ton of them, but this is the pistol from Spider-Man Noir, that Target exclusive, and it fits in there perfectly. It's the only gun that I was able to find that could do it, because it's that long, thin. And there it is. See? Oh, there we go. That. So it's the only gun that works. I gave Spider-Man Noir, because he has a holster that gun would fall into, and I've had to use tweezers to pull it out. So I gave him a beautiful Mezco gun that's painted and just it's big. So that's what I'm going to go with now. So it's not exactly stylistically the weapon that Spider-Man Noir would use, but it's a handgun. It's like and it's awesome. So I'm going to run with that. I'm going to do this for now. But yeah, when I was talking with No Chewing and Toy Father, we're like, does he even use guns? Like, if he does, then perfect. If he doesn't, then what else would I put in there? I have no idea. But as a toy, so here is the positives again. Articulation. This head sculpt is just epic. Epic. The missing tooth. Look at that. I mean, this is a really gorgeous head sculpt. The yell, the expression. Fantastic. Fantastic. And he came with a second head sculpt. Now, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to get into my cons. And like I said, I feel like I'm trying to word this in a way that doesn't feel like it's an attack on the people that are working on this, because I think it is fair to have constructive criticism. I mean, like, straight up, I'm about to teach peer editing essays this week in my English class. And like, that's what it is. It's constructive criticism. Like, I feel like sometimes we forgot as people how to take, like, criticism. It doesn't mean it's a personal attack. So I want to make sure that when I offer this constructive criticism. I am in no way attacking the creatives behind this set, because it's exactly what I needed as a Daredevil fan. Because like I said, I didn't have this awesome bullseye, and now I have this amazing bullseye. Now you're seeing probably the first of my little QC issues, and that's right up top. I need a dab of white paint, so I'm not going to get all, butt hurt and cry about it, which I did. I don't pretend that I don't experience all these emotions. It's just that I'm learning how to, control them and not let them get the best of me. So I was upset, but it's an easy fix. A little white paint, just dab it on there, and then he's fine. The one thing that I did have to do was heat up. I used a hair dryer on all of these guys because his arms are gummy. They have that gummy feeling, which I'm not crazy about. So I had the heat. It worked out really nicely. It doesn't, it's not, I don't think it's going to fall off. It's not falling off or anything. It's on there, but I don't like the feeling of the gummy stuff, like the gumminess. Like it makes me nervous. I know, because these aren't even pinless. Like you can see all the pins on there, but yeah, just like, I don't like that there's that much movement, like that the knee joint is that wobbly. I don't know. Like I said, when you look at your older Legends, you start to notice some of these things. But again, these are for, they can say that they're kid toys, but we know that they're adult collecting. These are for adult collectors. So take care of them. But yeah, the gumminess did plague this set in my eyes. So this is how I want to word it. This is what I'm going to tell you, because I already love this Bullseye figure. And despite the little bit of, and it really is just like a little bit of that QC stuff. So this is what I'm going to say. This set to me represents peak current Hasbro. So what that means is that you have creative people going above and beyond, in my eyes, coming up with characters and looks and attires and all sorts of stuff that we want to see. And they are significantly hamstrung by corporate budgets. That's what it feels like. So that's all. I think this is like this represents one of the best sets that you're going to get from a Marvel Legends. That's to me. And now I'm going to get into really, I love this Bullseye. I'm obsessed with Daredevil. So I just want to throw that out there. But let me get into Elektra, moving on to her, because this is another fantastic figure. So I have my original in red. Now her head is somewhere. I put it somewhere already. Oh, here it is. So this is the original one. So let's show you the original head sculpt, because that's what everybody's talking about with Elektra, and that's what also pushed me to finally buy it as well. So that was the classic one. Now I bought this Black Friday, maybe 2 Black Fridays ago, from Amazon, and this is like how many Marvel Legend female faces were used in this mold. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Not all of them, but this could be Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy, I feel like, right? Moira. So they had like kind of a set one for a while. So now look at the improvement. This is of this version. But here we go. Whoops. Let me see if I can turn her a little bit more. You can see such effort and love put into those, like this is an actual character now, whereas I felt like this is just like a palette swap. Really well done. So I have these 2 Elektra bodies. Now, this one is on the single jointed old one. I've only ever really taken one shot with her, which I should rectify. But now I have the whole white suit, and now this head sculpt, this is the one that everybody's been talking about. And yeah, it's because it's incredible. It's amazing. It's so much hair. It's everywhere, and it's fantastic. Now, she too also has a little QC thing. I need to add a little dot of white on top of that headband. But look at the headband. It's lost in the hair. I love this. I love this so much. Now, on her, I can't really tell. I'm not seeing it so much here, But in one picture I looked at that I took a hand shot, it looked like this was a different skin color than this. And on this body, that's not the case whatsoever. So I'm not saying we have to play CSI and figure it out, but I did notice that, but now it's not, at least in this regular lighting, it's not showing up so much. I think it's still a little different, guys. And then here's the other thing, my last little like, come on, what are we doing? So the paint, so like I said, the skin tone seems a little off, and there was another thing. Oh, yeah. Going back to the gumminess, you can see that gappage. Like, it just moved. Like, when I want to move her leg, it's that. Like, did they just oversize the pegs? I did see somebody talking about shaving down the Daredevil peg inside the arm. But yeah, like, that's a big peg and a big gap right there. And it is on kind of on both of them. So that's where the gumminess plagues, again, the gumminess of the plastic comes into effect. And it's happened where I get nervous like this on more than one occasion. Like even my Peter Parker from the Ned 2-pack, I was worried about like the bicep peg. So that stuff, doesn't make me happy. But instead of getting upset about it, I just go, well, this is why I've been very picky about what comes in. Like I can deal with this with some, these few issues on a smaller amount of toys that I'm going to bring in, because then I'll know what I'm getting myself into. So Elektra is fantastic. She comes with this big sword, which also, like, Hasbro cannot figure out how to send a sword that doesn't get nicked up. That happened to my red hands ninja too. His sword is all sorts of like paint flicking off. So that's a bummer. She does come with size. Now, the two that I had are significantly bent. So here's one of them. So this just needs heat. Basically, that's just a pain in my butt that I have to deal with, but you can see the bends right there. Both of them came out of the box like that. It's annoying, but what are you going to do? I did snag, I think I'm going to end up using, to be perfectly honest, this is the red set of size, and those are, they actually feel more solid too. Like the other one feels gummier. So I think that anyway, I'm going to just use this one set of size, so with the red handle instead of the black. But I'm so into this set. She came with fists. So she has two hands, and it's the same hands here. Like, she has this one, which is so cool because this Elektra has it as well. See that hand right there? And then the other one is like a regular hand to, holding stuff. But yeah, so for the Psy, I love it. I mean, it's weird that they only give you the one, but I'm thankful for the one they give us, so she can hold this side like so. I think that's so awesome because that's like one of the coolest things about Raphael, holding the size. I don't know. I used to love that, and still do because of toy photography. All right, let me check in with the chat. Before we get to the main event of this set, which is Matty Boy. All right, Cody. I think Elektra's hair is really great, dude. You are not wrong. It is some of the best hair that they've done. I mean, this is a great head sculpt. So heavy, but this is up there now. What are some other good dudes? I was just playing with Domino, that from the Deadpool movie. That's a great head of hair. Great sculpting they did on that. I might have to get that Wanda Zombie with the hair all up and out. That's a good one too. But yeah, I do love this. I think Storm has had a couple of really awesome hairstyles. Rogue, that's right, where it's like I'm thinking of the weight in the heft, and like that factors in to the balancing. And yeah, too much negativity in the toy scene. I mean, they're toys. We should be having fun. And like I said, I'm not here to combat it with super high energy. Like, no, there's just just being realistic about like, we're playing with toys. These are awesome. You know, like these are amazing things. There's still so much good in this set. And that's why I think that it's not meant to sound like a backhanded compliment, even if it kind of comes out that way. But really, this is peak Hasbro. This set is the best 3-pack that I've purchased from them. Not that I bought many 3-packs, but I mean, it's spectacular. It's such a good set. Bullseye, like, so the accessories that come with Bullseye and Elektra, beautiful, top notch. And this is now we'll get into my final piece, and I do have more chats to catch up with, but there we go, Matty Boy himself. So let me finish because I have so many good thoughts about this guy. Rama Toys is in the house. Frankie Boy, I was talking about you before. Let's see what Cody's saying. So people don't factor in or think of all the constraints and hurdles making things. Nobody wants to make a figure or make a bad figure or show or a movie or a book, etc. Dude, it's so true. Like, it's always about the people behind all of the things. God, I'm even going to have to address, thanks to TikTok, all like the news of the AI thing, writing essays and stuff. And I'm going to have to explain that, like, it's a good place. Like, I'm not going to reject it. And that's the thing. It's another invention of humanity that we've now made. So it's going to be a tool. How can we use this tool for good? But yeah, like, there's still people. That's what I'm trying to say. Forgetting about the AI writing thing for a second. Yeah, it's people behind everything. And that's when you keep that in mind, it makes it easier to be nice to everybody, because then you're realizing everybody's just trying to get through their day like you are. You know what I mean? Like, this is where my mindsets come from. So when it comes to toys, there are people doing their best and are frustrated. Like, I work at a public school. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's helped me make peace. So over almost a 20-year career, I've had to do the most with next to nothing, you know? So I respect the fact that, you know, like, that these are business decisions that are going to be above the people that are making these things, you know? And then here we go with Captain McKay. Constructive criticism is good. People have a hard time with the constructive part. Work, I tell people, if you're going to complain about something, you must also present an idea to fix the problem. God bless, man. That is it. I will not open my mouth at work or otherwise unless I have a solution that could be tried. You know, like, it's one thing to just like admire a problem and everybody, oh, this thing is awful. Yeah. It's another to come up with those solutions and be a part of the solution. So that's where I've been trying to just live my life as part of many solutions. That's all I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, thank you very much for that. That's good. First, I sold my Bullseye off already. Oh, he had the original. So see, there you go. I didn't have the original. So yeah, to me, the costume, like, I know it's not exact it's one of his versions, right? But he looks so good. He looks so good. Mine was gummy as hell too, and I had a missing paint stripe on the boot. That's frustrating. So that's where I was like up in the air. And I'm gonna have one last little piece, and this is the final thing. So I had those little, like, the gumminess, fine. It's not my favorite. I can deal. You know, like, I know what I'm getting into. Fine. The paint, I can dab with the paint. This last one is my last one, but here we go. First strike. Finish up Josh's thoughts. Elektra is amazing, and DD on that mold is awesome as a classic. I would still like a more modern take with textured boots, hand wraps, etc. That sounds epic, Josh. I was hoping that there would be a way for me to somehow kit bash, like, the boots off of my Shadowland, and even like the wrist wraps here, because these are like some of my favorite parts of this action figure. I could do it for the boots. Not that I still haven't like taken apart a Marvel Legend yet. It's on my, I'm not scared now because I've done it with McFarlane so many times, but I still haven't. But I could do it with the boots, but his arms, I wouldn't be able to swap the arm the way they are. Okay. Let me keep going. Here we go. Carlos in the house. What's going on, Carlos? Battle damage accessories. That would be tight. And Frankie, it's awesome fun. It said, yeah, enjoy some Yimbonia. Thanks, man. So far, Frank, just to catch you up, I've gone over the Crimson Guard, and I think I shouted you out as having many of them. Mr. Knight And now I've already gone through Bullseye and Electra, and now we are into Matt. So this is the first. All right, let me get his accessories out of the way first. And this, because I wanted to show up, because I felt so silly. This is how the belt came out of the box. And I just went, oh, like, do I want to stretch it out, down, over? Is that how it looks? It doesn't look. Maybe this is what they wanted because of the new body molds. No, I was just being a dummy. But by the time I looked back at like the box art, I realized that it had like shifted up on me. So just word for the wise, like I said, with Bullseye 2, stupid belt. I'm just saying, I'd rather laugh at myself in realizing this, like what felt like it was a full day later that the belt was all messed up. But there you go. It's not so silly, and if it happened to you, it's okay because it just slides down. All right. I have been absolutely, I know I said it before, but addicted to this figure. He's been in my fanny pack. He's kept company with Dave Bautista as my pocket figure. I will take him to work, and at lunch, I'll have my lunch and just spend 5 minutes just posing him up because that's how much fun he is. And yeah, like some of the minor issues I had with the Renew Your Vows figure, like a little bit of the gappage that you don't get with, or at least get as much. Yeah, like this is why I liked the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man, is that I had noticed he was a little shorter, but then it's because, or at least part of the reason is because of the gappage. They really kind of fixed that compared to the Renew Your Vows pack on the Amazing Fantasy. So he has that little bit of gappage, but I seriously, it's a minor complaint because this might be the best Marvel Legends. This might be, in my eyes currently. At least that's been my favorite go-to. But when I got the Renew Your Vows pack Spider-Man, he was my favorite Spider-Man, and I walked around obsessively posing him for days. Right now, I can't compare him because I've lent him out to my buddy Dan, the Captain 1134. He's been taking awesome pictures with him lately. But that was like the one thing. He's a bigger, bulkier Pete. I'm going to be curious to see how the two of these guys stack up. I think Matt's a little bit taller, but I love the head sculpt. I love the subtle paint. You know, like he doesn't need much. I've seen awesome weathering. Like if I want to black wash this guy, all of like this figure does pop because of all of the, you know, like just the actual mold itself and musculature that they did. So I think I'm going to have to finally do a black wash on toys. Then it'll finally give me a reason to do the one with the thing that I had talked about like a year ago and never did. So I love him. I love this figure. He's on that awesome. It is a great buck. It's a fantastic buck. Like I love it so much. And you can get amazing twisting. You have toe articulation. He's just spectacular. He's just so much fun. And they gave you two different things, of these, the baton stretchy, like, so this is the big long one that they give you. And I was being such a baby about trying to like push that. Like I was using it as just like a baton throwing thing. And then I started seeing people posting the pictures with him holding them like this. I'm like, oh, that makes sense that it's not like hard plastic. I can just have it mold the way I want. It's so great. So I really like the accessory here. And then they did give us a second one. This is from the original. My Shadowland Daredevil actually has, this is definitely a harder. Oh, I see what they did there. This is a much harder, firmer for the actual baton throw. That's so neat. Now that I'm just realizing how much thicker this one is. So I am doing this one right. People got it right. Oh, I love it. And yeah, it can move around. It adds so much. To this figure. Wow. Really incredible stuff. So my one nitpick, and here it is, and this is what almost made me cry to Hasbro. I've done it twice, both for valid reasons. One was it's actually this stand long ago. This is 2 Decembers ago. They didn't give me the extra wedge piece that came that extended the whole thing. So I called them up. This came with the Black Widow figure that came out so long ago. So they sent me a brand new Black Widow, whole new pack, just so I can get a replacement stand. That was very nice of them. And then the other time was when I opened up my Hela 2-pack with Scourge, and just her arm broke. I went to bend it and just bloop, and just snapped off. So those are the 2 times I've contacted Hasbro. I was really, when I saw the paint, I'm like, okay, I can deal with it. Annoying, but I can deal with it. And this I can deal with too. And that's why I don't want to be just adding to the negative noise in the world. And see, like, you know what? I'm even looking at this. You can't even tell. You guys are going to be like, there's literally nothing wrong. I find that he has a little dent in his nose. Like, it got smushed. Like, just a little boop, just right at the tip. Boop. Nothing crazy. It's still painted. So I think it was like the plastic mold, just a little, just boop. Yeah, I'm being crazy. I'm not going to contact them because to me, you know what? I've already talked myself out of this so many times already. And walking back with it through you guys. Yeah, it's not enough for me to complain. It's not. Like, I wish it was perfect, but it's not going to show up in pictures and then from the thing. I don't think. What do you think? It's the tip of his nose. It does bother me when I really look at it. I haven't shot him yet with my camera. I feel like that's going to be the thing. Like, if I take a close-up of this guy and you can see the little divot, then that's kind of messed up. I can't just like Photoshop that away. So what do you think? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you think I'm being too crazy. I probably am being too crazy. Say, like, I like to keep myself in check. Roma Toys. Yeah, you got classified fever. I know you do, buddy. Carlos, I think Daredevil should have came with extra hands and head. And that is... I'm going to steal this from HC Yellow Jacket. He posted to his story about this set. And he said it's same similar sentiments that, you know, it's a great set, but Hasbro gonna Hasbro. Yep, that is it. Like, why do I have 2 head sculpts for Elektra, 2 for Bullseye, and then just the 1 for Matt? Like, I don't have a Matt Murdock head sculpt. I'm really kicking myself for not having bought the retro one that came with the awesome Matt head sculpt. I had a chance to order that for like $10 for months. And now I just looked and it's 80. Look, it was on the Walmart app. So, like, not eBay or whatever, but I'm like, it's so frustrating. But yeah, they should have included. That's what I'm saying. This is peak current Hasbro, the best set they're going to give us because it's the best one they're going to give us. Not that we want, you know? So, yeah, what are you going to do? Cody, can't really tell here on Daredevil's nose. Yeah, the big thing is going to be using my fancy camera, getting a nice macro close-up, and I don't think it's going to be noticeable. I'm just being a baby. You know me. I like to have my toys be perfect. But I can deal with it. I can definitely deal with it. I think. I don't know. I'm going to keep saying I think because the more I look at it, the more it aggravates me. It's catching some shadowing right now from where I'm sitting. I'm telling you, if it shows up in the picture, then I'm going to hit him up and then I'll see. Because I'm hoping that since this set, because it was out of stock, then it went back up. And this is after I had already seen all of these hand pictures and, like, you know, the early reviews coming out. And I was like, all right, now I'm going to get the set because I love Daredevil. So yeah, I don't know if that means that maybe they have extra sets available in their warehouse or if they're already sold out again. I have to check. The app. That'll be a post-stream thing. Cody, it's not being a baby. We spend good money on these. It's only fair to not expect defects. Thank you. And this is why this is always like a healthy conversation for us to have. Like, you know, that's why I'm trying to be upfront about what I'm feeling and we can talk each other off of ledges, you know? Buckaroo Banzai. I wish Legends would start doing an action head sculpt and a more stoic one. That nude Cyclops is great, but I wish he had an action type head sculpt. Dude, it's exactly right. And it's the same reason I wish Mezco would go back to giving us more of the stoic. And then, like, Blade didn't have the battle damage. He only came with 2 heads, but he's got the stoic and then he's got the screaming. And Legends did do this for, like, I have a tackle box. I made that joke, but it's true. I have a tackle box full of head sculpts. But yeah, it would be really nice. And you know what? Like, again, this is a long, like, all of us are in collecting. This isn't going anywhere for any of us, as far as I know. At least I'm speaking for myself. So I might be like slowing down what's coming in, but like being in the world of toys and seeing what they're doing, and yeah, like that's not going anywhere. So yeah, in the long run, like I bet we do start seeing things when, like, it's kind of interesting with the world today, because it's like the power is with the workers, but then the shopping and all the things, that power is with the really rich people. So it's just a little, I don't know where I'm going with that, but when the power starts just meeting back in the middle, like it has, where it just starts giving us what they used to, that'd be cool. That would be cool. Maybe we'll just stick with that. But yeah. All right. I have one more set to go over tonight. It's from NECA. I did have this guy come in. I was thinking about unboxing him, but we're coming up on an hour, and I'm tired. I was up front with you guys. I was very much looking forward to our weekly hangout, but I am tired. I'm a tired guy. So I'm going to save Morph. He was going to be my unbox. But last week, here we go, talked about these guys briefly, that I had unboxed the Crooked Ninja Turtle gang member briefly on an episode, like the very end of an episode. And then I never did anything with the accessories, with Rock Soldier. So I took them out. I snipped them. I cut them all out and all the accessories so I can talk about them without fighting the packaging. I wanted to do a special, if you did not know this, a special toy photography shout out. That bottom name right there under packaging. So it's packaging. There's Travis, and then there's Jason Yang. So I'm not saying that like he's a toy photography friend of mine. He's so nice. Jason Yang is the account Work More or Less, and he did the artwork for this one. And that's so cool. I love, again, like all of us, like anybody having success, or like like getting a job like this or doing a thing like that, like they're good for all of us. This is so cool. So I don't know the whole backstory. Work More or Less, I've talked to him, I've talked to Jason about being a guest, so that'll be like a nice fun 2023 interview. He's agreed to it, but we haven't picked a date or anything. But he's so nice, and like I said, like how cool is that a fellow toy collector, toy photographer, got to do box art on a toy? Like, it's amazing. That's so cool. Captain McKay, I've got those figures. Army build, they're really good. I convinced myself I needed a few despite having no room. Man, I'm at like my whole cubed thing of turtle stuff is at a max right now. So I've like made peace. I do still have the the cartoon turtle Toka and Razor. So I'm pumped about eventually opening them. Again, future Yimbo buys everything, when there's less and less new stuff coming into my house each week. Like I said, I'm going to make my way through my closet back there. So I have these two guys. So here, number one, I did not have to hit them with the hair dryer. I probably should have, but I kind of just went with it, which is not a recommended thing to do. But this is what I was going to tell you, is that a lot of these cartoon turtles, like Ace Duck, and who else was another really good one? Well, the Ace Duck was like, I could just move him around. So really fluid. So Crooked Turtle Gang member, also very fluid with his joints. It's not the typical what you think of with NECA. But what I was saying is, like, for the most part, I haven't had too many issues with needing heat on a lot of their stuff. Just some of them. Like sometimes, like for the Foot Soldier, I know I haven't swapped the hands yet because the hands need heat. But other than that, and other than my initial Turtles in Disguise, like I gave them the turtle suit bath. But yeah, I've just kind of went for it. But anyway, I love it. I love this guy, single jointed elbows. Look at the design. I mean, I had to crack him open so I could do a couple of Halloween shots with him in the background. But you can see, look at that neck and chin. I love the cell shading of all of these toys, how they pull them off. They just look like the cartoon, stepping out of your TV screen. They're beautiful. And I just love this character. It's so cool. And the funny thing is, I started buying a lot of these characters without even remembering them from the show because I'm a butthead like that. So I don't even know so much of the history of the Crooked Ninja Turtle gang. The Crooked Ninja Turtle gang, yeah. But I will say, with the Rock Soldier, my knowledge of them is from the video games. So this weekend on yesterday, Saturday, once everybody left and it was like before bedtime, I was hanging out with my nephew Mikey, who I've referenced. I've talked about Mikey before. So Mike, if you're watching, what's going on, my man? So we played Shredder's Revenge, the Switch game that's based on the same gameplay. It's so cool. We've gone back and played Turtles in Time. So this figure is just spot on. Really incredible. He has a pivot at the waist here. Minor. Like, if I really wanted to try to mod him, I could. But again, he's just supposed to be a rock. So you get a little bit of articulation from the upper torso there. Single jointed knees. I think I had to heat his knee up now that I think about it. But you get the ankles, a nice movement with the ankle rocking. So you can stand him up. You can get him pretty dynamic. And then he's got those NECA, this NECA version of the double jointed elbows, which works out really well. It really does. So it's just a gorgeous figure. You have to be into the set and the line or whatever, because they're super obscure. Like I said, like my even my brother-in-law Mike, who's been on my show before and is a huge Turtles fan, I don't think he recognized that. It's hard to tell. If you're not super into the lore, you might not remember. But Rock Soldier from the video games, man, how many quarters have we all wasted in arcade machines, right? And then here we go with the last stuff. So couple of guns. I now have more of these, so that's to get the sniper rifle. That's what I just realized there, the scope. So got those. Another ball and mace. And again, NECA with the real chains and the real goods there. Love it. Presumably a bomb, right? A little bomb. I have so much stuff now. I have so many of these canisters with the ooze. I have so many. I have to figure out what to do with these things. But yeah, I do have this whole NECA thing. And I've been trying to think of how I can scatter them into other dioramas, because I love the NECA stuff, even though they are very kind of cartoony. But there we go. Another set of nunchucks with the real chain. And then this is cool too, because it's got 2 ninja stars. So the regular one. And I guess this is a throne one. So that's pretty neat. And then lots of hands. So Rock Soldier just comes with another trigger hand and a fist. So that's all he has. Either set of fists, set of trigger hands. And then Crooked Ninja comes with a set of fists, a couple open hands. So yeah, so fists, open hands, like a judo chop hand. And then he's got the gripping hands. So it's a nice assortment. I mean, again, because that's definitely different. A different style hand than like an open 5-finger say to the face, right? So that's it. I think that's going to be it for us tonight, everybody. Let me just check up on the chat one last time. Machu Choi, my boy Matt, coming in. Thank you very much, Matt. Be sure to check out Machu Toy for some more excellent positive toy content. He and his buddy Jay Shot do a show called Between Two Sentinels, and it's really well done. I think they have 3 episodes in so far. So definitely go sub Machu Toy. If you haven't already, please hit that like button for this evening. Let your friends know about the stream if you've been enjoying it and they think that they could benefit from hearing how I talk about these things. It doesn't make any sense, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if you guys can help to get the word out, this is our final Sunday night hangout together in 2022. And just wanted to thank everybody once again for whether you join me in the chat or catch a replay. It just means a lot that you choose, that you choose to spend part of your life listening to me. I say it every week, but really, like, when you consider that exchange of human energy, just thank you. It really means a lot. So appreciate it very much. I look forward to way more toy content before 2023 actually rolls around. It's just that this week will be what it's going to be. So tomorrow night, catch me over on Instagram, Out of Order Productions. Captain McKay, real quick. I remember some of the characters, but the figures are too nice to pass up. Again, going back to those NECA cartoon turtles, dude. I know. That's why token rays are. I haven't opened them up yet. I can't wait. I do love them. It's just a matter of finding the time to shoot them. Machu, no problem, buddy. Absolutely. Happy holidays, Cody. Thank you very much for our burgeoning new friendship. This is really cool, man. I really appreciate you coming to hang out on the stream and for your support. Thank you very much. And so tomorrow night, Out of Order Productions. Check me out on Instagram. If you have me, I would say turning, if you like what I do, turn on notifications over on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. That would be recommended and greatly appreciated. And that's about it. So everybody, thank you so much. This is just one man's journey from the toy aisle. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday night and an awesome start to the week. And I will see you over in the toy community. Peace. Bye, everybody.